Dale Grant and his wife Fay have farmed in Stirling-Rawdon for 35 years. Now, with their son Mark, they rear top-quality Angus beef for the restaurant trade and for the local market. The cows are in the field all the year round and the calves are born in May. They stay with their mothers until the following January, when the bull calves are brought inside to be fattened for market. Dale describes his approach to farming.
How old are these?
Well, these are 10, 11. They'll be 12 months old like next month, most of them. That's when they'll be butchered, basically. What you're looking at here is, you look at the width of their back, and that's how they measure them. This is where all your steaks are, then along here,
Yep.
down the back here. They'll usually yield over 60, up in the 60, 62, 63% lean meat yield, and go double or triple A. So that's what I'm aiming at. We used to have Maine Anjou, which was really, really good growthy cattle, and we've had a bunch of different breeds. But then they wanted to bring the carcass size down for the restaurant trade and so on. They couldn't get them type animals here. So we started crossing up with Red Angus 10 or 12 years ago. In the last 6 years I've been doing Black Angus, because Black Angus, the marbling and the meat is the best on Black Angus, and they're the easiest ones to finish, and the cows make good mothers and so on, and they're all polled. So I don't have to do a thing to these things, just bring them in here off the cow and start putting them on feed, and away they go. You know, you don't have horns to cut off.
Yes.
And I say they're easy to finish. That's a big thing.
What are you feeding them on?
Well, I give them a grain pellet here. They get hay, all the hay they want from me. This is like a pellet ration, which is alfalfa, soybeans, and some corn, and it's made up to make a 13% ration. That's what they get. They just get on that, say, in January, so they get this the last 4 months of their life. It's not a real heavy grain ration. You don't want to feed them too heavy, because some of these may go out of here as bulls.
Yep.
And I don't want to feed them too hot a ration. So, but I still want them to grade, and they'll all grade like mostly double A's and maybe triple A's, but I mean, that's genetics. It gives you the grade.
Tell me about your hay.
The hay is, there's just grassy hay, which is it's nothing special with the hay. It's we don't need a lot of protein in it. They just eat it for filler.
Yep.
Matter of fact, a lot of people, they'll take the grain and they don't want to give them hay, but make them eat grain. But I don't know, cows built to eat hay, and they like forage, so if a cow starts getting sick or anything, I mean, you start feeding them hay, and they'll do a lot better. And that's another thing. All the bulls I buy, like they have bull test stations out there with some feed a forage ration and some feed a grain ration. So I like to buy bulls that do well on a forage ration, because eventually, I mean, that's what you want for cows. Cows that do good on forage. So that, I think down the road, that's gonna be what a cow is gonna be eating, is forage. And my heifer calves aren't near as big as these guys, same age. But when I turn them out to grass, I mean, they'll just fatten up like anything. The grain has got a list of diseases in it. You know, you have to rotate your crops.
Yes.
The whole idea of farming to keep the diseases down is rotate crops. And you got to get the crops into forage at some point or another. And cattle eat forage. So if you start growing grain year after year, like you'll last about 3 years growing the same kind of grain, and it'll be so full of disease that, well, I wouldn't say it'd be, you'd have to do a lot of spraying, let's put it that way. I don't care where anybody goes, you can't buy beef much better than this as far as I'm concerned. And I can take to all kinds of guys who'll tell you that. And I mean, the things are raised environmentally good, and they're not, you know, the cows are just eating rough forage. And these things are fed grains, I say, 4 months out of their life, which is no big deal.